Hi everybody. So I wanted to try making like a video just because this is a hobby channel. I always thought about doing videos like this, but I would never get around to it because I think I'm a bit too lazy about it. But then today I was just like, let's just do it. So, and by the way, this is one of my hobbies. I really like to talk to myself a lot, which I think is kind of like a self-therapy thing. And I was like, why not talk to the camera and try to make it a little productive with like something that I've learned and I know something about. But first I just wanted to get So I wanted to play some background music, but I couldn't find the correct song on Spotify. This is the correct song, but it's not the original version. I really like the song, so what was I gonna say? Yeah, so today's video is going to be about 3 pro tips from an amateur about acting, which I think is actually like the crux of everything. If you can figure these 3 things out or attain a certain level of mastery in them, then I think you're well on your way to be one of the best, if not the best. So let me start it off now. When I started out, I wish somebody would have told me, these kind of tips. Of course, it's not easy to master all of them in one go or even with a little amount of time. It takes a lot of time. But at least I think I would have had these things at the back of my mind. And so there are a lot of different methods in acting, right? And I've tried a lot of them, I've learned a lot of them. But for me, I think it boils down to like 3 main things, which if you can attain mastery over, then like any scene is a piece of cake. The first pro tip in this case is mastery over self-consciousness. And again, this sounds very simple, but it's actually a really difficult thing to do. And it's one thing to be like generally confident, right? Like anchors are confident, people who perform generally on stage are confident. So it's about having confidence, but it's also about having mental focus, because you have to really be able to tune everything else around you out, because you have to, in that moment when you're acting, obviously nothing else exists, right? You are in that scene, you are that character. But especially when you act for camera, it's a lot harder to do than like when you act in theater or on stage. And so yeah, mastery over self-consciousness, which requires a certain amount of, I would say, practice. I don't really see any other way around it. And the other thing is, yes, confidence in yourself and in your body, because you have to be comfortable with freely moving. Like your body cannot be rigid. You have to like let your body flow with the moment and whatever is coming, whatever emotion is coming, your body also has to flow with it. So mastering self-consciousness is number 1. Number 2 would be, and the header that I would give this is understanding. And of course, this encompasses a lot of the basic things, which is you have to understand your scene, your character, your lines. You have to obviously learn your lines very well. And your lines have to be like coming from the back of your head. Like you can't be thinking about your lines in the moment. It has to be like a part of you. That's essential. But I would say understanding also requires you to go a lot deeper into thought process. I would say a focus needs to be thought process, the thought process of your character. What are they thinking when they are saying this? And or before they say this, and what are they thinking when they hear a response? Like if your mental dialogue that the character is having with themselves, which we have in life, right? When we talk to somebody, there are thoughts flowing in your head. If you can bring thoughts to flow in your head for the character, then like half your job is done actually. And just in general, I think it's also good to go into the thought process of the writer, the director, like when you talk to the director, of course. But also, I would say the writer is important, because what was their intention in writing that scene? Like, what kind of moment are they trying to create? Or what are they seeing the journey of the character as? Or the relationship between two or three people as? And understanding their intentions will also sort of help you to better understand what you're doing and how best to do it. Can you hear this song? So yes, the second header is understanding, which is the basic, but then like a focus on thought process of everyone involved. And then the third, and I would say quite I would say like this is the key. If you can get this mastery, then you're like at grandmaster level, in my opinion. So this is emotion in the eye. If you can bring emotion to your eye for like every given character, any scene, no matter what you're playing consistently, then then that's it. Like, you don't really need to do anything else, because once you can bring emotion to the eye, that means when emotion is in the eye, that means your body is already in that emotion. So your body language will naturally flow. You don't have to think about it. Your gestures will naturally flow. Everything, like a twitch on your face, everything will come naturally if you can get emotion in the eye. But getting emotion in the eye is not easy. Like if somebody tells you to do, okay, just give me this kind of look or that kind of look, that's easy. But like really emoting as a character and speaking and consistently throughout a scene, like delivering through the eyes only, if you had to do it, if you can do that, then everything is a piece of cake after that, because everything else will flow. You don't have to think about it. And learning how to emote with the eyes, though, of course, there's a certain level of physical mastery you need to understand, because you need to understand how your body works and how your mind works, how your emotions flow, what brings emotion to your eyes. Like, you need to understand that firstly. So there's a lot of study of self. Then there's a lot of study of just generally human nature. Like, you need to understand how different people think and how different people emote also. I mean, of course, for variety and diversity in what you're doing. You need to understand that. And just a general understanding of the world, of relationships. You have to also be a certain level of an empath, I would say, because you have to connect with people and be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. So in short, in order to like really master how to bring emotion to the eye, you have to actually like have this sort of lifelong learning. But that's kind of what I think you really need to do in order to be good at that. So yeah, but if I was going to sum up, in my opinion, the three things that you need to like really like completely master in order to become a good actor, then it would be these three things, which is overcoming self-consciousness, understanding what you need to do completely with a focus on the thought process of everyone involved, and lastly, emotion in the eye. So that's how I would break down acting from my experience and thoughts. Let's listen to this song. Oh, I used to listen to this a lot when I was a kid. Patiently waiting. Even the stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up on us. Okay, let's stop on that note. So this was my first little experiment with this kind of a video. I may not do it again. Depends on my mood. I feel like all this takes too much effort. I make myself sound like a very lazy person. Actually, I'm not a very lazy person. If there's work to be done, I do it. But yeah, I like to be very efficient and like do only what is required. So yeah, okay. I hope this helps people, and ta-da, bye.